Drew Shannon.
Oh, you see the news reports, you read the articles. We're just, more until night hearing about Ukraine. And it's very easy to want to curl up in a ball in the corner of your living room and say, you know what, I can't do anything.
It's overwhelming.
I'm overwhelmed by it. I don't want to hear another thing about it. But we have two people in the studio today who are going, who have already today, but for the rest of the hour, helping us enlarge our hearts and our minds for the people of Ukraine, and are going to give us concrete ways that we can actually help today. So we're happy you're along for the ride home. Jennifer and Alex Kyyashko are with us. Alex was born in Ukraine. And how long have you lived in the States, Alex?
Close to 20 years.
20 years, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jen adopted Ukraine as her country before she decided to marry Alex. And so we're talking about their home country and adopted country. And so I want to hear, Alex, from you about how things have gone. The last 7 days, I'm sure, have been a blur for you. But talk about how easily you're communicating with your friends and relations there, and what you're hearing. What are the most recent news reports that you're getting from them?
Yeah, so as I was mentioning, there was already some fire. Some rockets is being shot at my city a couple hours ago, where I've been born. But some of the cities are receiving much larger fire as Russia getting into preparation for what they're calling a second wave. And in one of the cities that I have a friend who's fighting right now on the front line, and he's been spending 3-4 days with no sleep and constantly fighting out there. So he's in the city of Kharkiv, and he reached out to me today. I finally got with him on the phone.
So he still has cell phone contact?
Yes, they do. Yeah, so all my family, we do have a cell phone contact. Yeah, so and he reached out to me ask for some of the equipment that they need. So we're going to be working on start gathering actually money for to buy thermal vision and radio stations, Motorola radio station, and some batteries for them as well.
How does that work, Alex? I mean, how do you purchase in the midst of a war zone?
Yeah, so we are still going to be working on the logistic part, which is we have right now friends who are working in Poland. So we are going to be getting together like a package, send it to them, and they will be transporting across the border. And there's trucks are going always from Poland to capital of Ukraine. So that's our hope. That's how we
envision it hopefully to happen.
Exactly.
So from the outside looking in, of course, which is what we're doing here in the United States, for years we've heard about the Russian fighting force and the might of Mother Russia. It's surprising to see the might is not necessarily there, and the resolve of the Ukrainian people that the Russian soldiers don't want to be there. They're like complicit in this, but they don't want to have any part of this. Can you talk to us about that? About the surrender in some ways, and the Ukrainians' force of saying we will not surrender.
Yeah. Well, up to this point, Russia did not fight really many countries that could really resist them. So they created some of the local wars that they were trying to create, and then under peacemaker mask walked in, and basically they never live. So as soon as they walked in as a peacemakers, they just never lived. Yeah. So like Pridnestrovia, which is like between Ukraine and Moldova, there is a spot between Abkhazia and Georgia, and they attacked Georgia. Before that, there was two Chechen wars where they basically were fighting against women and children, and they just never really fought anybody large and strong.
A worthy opponent.
Yes.
Okay, so today I hear the president saying Ukrainians are welcome to this country.
how bad things is gonna be if they will not stand up. And that was beginning of me like, wow, I kind of start respecting you after years of not liking you. That's
a lightweight.
Yeah. So he was, and then right now he's doing a wonderful job, and I hope he's gonna. But I'm giving that credit to Ukrainian people who are in 2 years basically guided him towards this is the freedom looks like. You don't, because when he first time met with Putin and he said something along the way that I saw the peace in that man's eyes, Ukrainians came back to his office next day and they were like, what kind of peace did you see in his eyes? Real quickly. So he basically been trained by Ukrainian people, or not trained, but guided basically of where he needs to be. So I have a respect right now for, to the man.
Credit to him that he learned on the job.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, we need to take a break. Much more to come. We're going to talk about the refugee crisis next in Ukraine, what it is that each one of us can do. Alex and Jennifer Kyyashko talking about Ukraine next. The Ride Home.
Sorry.